Shouting matches, thrown objects, and all-out brawls. Common sights in Taiwan's legislature between the country's two biggest political parties, the Democratic Progressive Party and the Kuomintang. The two sides often at odds over everything from ideology to policy. On foreign policy, though, the two parties take a similar approach. Without formal diplomatic ties, Taipei and Washington's relations are facilitated through the country's de facto embassy in the United States. And hoping to forge closer ties with their American allies, both the DPP and KMT also operate separate missions in Washington.
We're here to have a regular contact with different circles in Washington D.C., including the U.S. government, Congress, the academic circles, and also our diaspora communities.
Retired Ambassador Victor Qin is the Kuomintang's representative in Washington. He's been in the U.S. for nearly 2 years now, helping re-establish the KMT's presence in the U.S. Capitol after the party's previous liaison office shut down in 2008.
I really worry about Taiwan, especially after the tensions arises in the Taiwan Strait. And I think I can play a part in making sure that the American friends understand our situation, understand our needs.
At a time when China's ramping up its threats against Taiwan, Qin says he's fighting the perception that his party capitulates to Beijing.
If you look deep down into the situation, you realize that KMT is not only not pro-China, it's actually the party that started this democratization process in Taiwan that brought democracy to Taiwan. It is not pro-China at all.
And despite their differences, Qin says partisan fighting doesn't make it to the U.S. And the KMT and DPP can work together in Washington to represent the best of Taiwan.
We don't have to be arguing, fighting all the way. And I know, especially in Washington D.C., we're representing major political parties of Taiwan. And we don't want our American friends to see us fighting all the time. So
now that we've met with the KMT here in D.C., we're going to head down the road to meet with the DPP. Just a mile away, Iris Xiao heads the DPP mission in Washington.
The mission of DPP mission is simple. We invest, we align, we compete. Diplomat, because diplomats come and go every couple of years. But we were here, we have, for 11 years now, we have institutional memories.
While Taiwan's representative office carries out the country's formal diplomatic policies, Xiao's able to get closer to D.C. policymakers.
We help people in this town, in the Washington's policy community, to understand what's going on in Taiwan. And, you know, because the domestic politics, given it's really foreign and difficult for people to understand, even they follow Taiwan closely.
Xiao says her job is also about fighting misperceptions about her party's relationship with China.
We are also facing a growingly competitive war on narratives. In this town, the long conventional wisdom of DPP as provocateur for cross-strait relations.
Nothing separates the KMT and DPP more than their views on China. But when it comes to representing Taiwan in Washington, Xiao and her counterpart both agree. It's all about putting their best foot forward.
I was put on the same panel with my counterpart, KMT counterpart, a couple of times. We don't engage in friendly fire.
Both parties say they're doing what's best for Taiwan. Back home, it might seem like whenever one party comes up heads, the other is obligated to go tails. But here in D.C., the KMT and DPP are two sides of the same coin. Lien, Laurel, Stewart, and Liao in Washington, D.C. for TaiwanPlus.